What's up, Rubits? Little Big Robots back with another video. Today I'm doing, this is going to be kind of a long one, so be sure to go grab you a drink or something if you need to. And we're going to go through something I've been meaning to do. First, make sure you're subscribed if you're watching this right now and you're not subscribed. I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscriptions. I'm getting close. Also, a lot of you watch but don't subscribe, so that would be really cool. I like seeing that number tick up. And also, it gives me a couple $100 every 6 months or something. So if you do that, I can buy more model kits. Today, I'm going to be doing my top 20 Gunpla kits of all time. Now, this basically is referring to not just Gunpla kits like Gundam plastic kits, but just general snap together robot-y model kits in general. So for example, this is the USA Gundam Store mascot model kit, and this is a perfect example. It's not a Gunpla kit, it's a plastic model robot-y kit, and it is actually my number 20. So what I'm going to be doing is going through each of these, explaining to you why I like these and why maybe you would like these, and it's going to take some time, so hopefully we can get this all done in one go. But let's just start with this. This is the USA Gundam Mascot Kit. Now it comes with, I believe it comes with a little stand as well. It comes with a swappable face. You can swap this out. It comes with a light that you light it up. And to light it up is pretty simple. You actually can just place a magnet over the LCD strip. I can't remember where it's at, but you place a magnet over and that will turn it on or off. You can make him look sad or angry or whatever. It's really easy to pop the face off. And so I've got this listed on here because they threw this up on their site as like, here's our mascot kit. And you're like, oh, how cute, you know, whatever. Didn't really seem to be that fantastic looking at first. I mean, it was cute. But when I built it, it's actually a really good quality little kit. And in fact, it comes with the stand, it comes with the LED, and you can get them always on clearance for like 10 bucks on their site. I would definitely recommend getting something like this for not necessarily a brand new builder, but perhaps a you know, a relatively new builder or somebody who wants just something fun and different. You can do this with a kid. But it's a really great little kit. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm not sure if he's going to stand up on his own. Let's see. Okay, so let's just say that's number 20, okay? Now, when I start getting near the top of the list, and all of these really, they're not exactly in perfect order. So we're going to have to kind of just wing it here a little bit. Next, I'm going to go with this one just because he's getting kind of broken. And this is your, let's see here. Let me get the other parts here. He's not broken, but I mean, I've been messing with him a lot, so it's not really his fault. These go here, just so you know. But this is the 1 in 100 scale Iron-Blooded Orphans Chimeras booster kit. I've dirtied mine up. I was messing with stuff. I actually, oops. See, as I mess with this, because I played with it so much, you know, posing it and messing with it, stuff does start to fall apart. If you start to get a model kit that does that, just do yourself a favor and start gluing it in place, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue it, I'm going to set it down, have it look cool, and then when I'm done with it, I'm going to pack it away. I love 1 in 100 scale. It's a fun, big, bulky scale. This is no different. All the IBO kits, you know, look cool, pretty cool, but this one, I like the fact that it's got these stupid, you know, late 1990s, I'm sorry, late 80s, 90s Jinko's pants on, but it doesn't have that usual IBO foot that's so annoying. I mean, it kind of does, but it's a little bit more sturdy. These do go up here normally fine, but as I said, I'm in the process of kind of re-gluing this. It's been falling apart for a while, just because I beat the hell out of it for so long. So that is an absolute fantastic kit. Let's say that's number 19, all right? I'm going to set it back there without its shoulders, so, you know, don't hold that against it. It's not really that fault. Let's see here. I'm going to go next with this. Probably my favorite suit, one of my favorite suits in all of Gunpla, and that's the gun cannon. This is the old school 1/100 scale MG gun cannon kit. So as you can see, again, it's been beat up. Oops. See what I'm saying? When you mess with them a lot like me and you've been playing with them, the plastic will get brittle. Nowadays, they're much more sturdy, but not a heck ton. So the gun cannon is just a cool looking kit. It's lots and lots and lots of fun. This one has some neat additional parts in it like that. See how dusty it is? And all of these I'm going to link to some reviews in my description so that you can kind of, if you want to buy them or check them out, they're really worth it. I'm actually removed the guns and I never put them back on because I didn't like it with them. The gun cannon MG, the old school one, it has this cool little gimmick here where you can see the insides, or you can replace that with a fighter, which is kind of goofy to me. But anyway, I really like this whole vibe of this kit. It looks great. I love how bulky it is, how basic it is. So let's just say that's number 2019-18. Next, let's go with this, which is a little bit shocking because this is one of my favorite designs of all Mecca out there. But again, I'm in the process of re-gluing this. You can see where she's been dropped and fell down and smashed. Parts are falling off. And I kind of rank these using a basic ranking system of build quality and value and design and everything. And so since this one is so fragile, granted she's a little bit old, but it's just such a fragile kit. It doesn't really stay together that well, just with minimal posing and stuff like that. But it's such a cool looking kit. You get all the little cool additional gimmicks like that guy and the gun and all this stuff. This is the, which one was this one? The 1/35th scale Scope Dog, Brutish Dog. I'll link to this. So just so you know, it's the pink Scope Dog. And it has, of course, the amazing Scope Dog mechanic of the, you open it in here and you can see the person goes in there. It's just a fun, one of my favorite mecha designs, one of my favorite kits as far as how it looks, but build-wise, it's a bit of a hassle. So let's just say that is number 2019-18-17. Next, we're going to look at this. This is from the anime. I hate the name. Fight at the Border. I can never get these names straight. But this is basically from the, if you ever want to look it up, it's 1/72 scale. It's from, just put in AMAIM, and you'll find all these kits. This is the Bunyip. This is like a grunt suit, kind of like a robotic grunt suit in the anime. It just has some really, really fun little gimmicks in it. It's a fun little build, and I like the kind of reality-based mecha design in Fight at the Borderland, whatever the heck it's called. Somebody tell me. I was watching the anime and I never paid attention. They do these interesting things where they can fold up. They look realistic. They look like you could, something that you actually might see in the future on, like future battlegrounds. It doesn't have to be uber realistic, but I don't necessarily want it to be as fantastical as many Gundams are. So this is just a really, really fun kit. Has some really, really neat mechanics in it. Go pick these up. I'd get them on sale, though, because they can be a bit expensive. So for the lack of value, I'm going to put it a little bit lower on the list there. Next up, let's go with this guy. This is also from, excusez-moi. Man, everything is falling apart. But bear in mind, I've pulled these out of storage, a lot of them, and I have been messing with them. So with that in mind, you kind of got to keep that in mind. This is the Ghost from MAME, Border Fight People, whatever it's called. You can watch the anime on Crunchyroll as well. This kit was just a lot of fun. Again, it looks different. It has some neat gimmicks in it. I build these really, really fast, so you're going to definitely see some nipper marks and cut marks and stuff like that. But it's just a really interesting kit and does some fantastic poses. He's kind of not to spoil it, but he's kind of the bad guy in the anime. I don't know why he has a regular hand here and a claw hand here. I guess just to look cool. Why not just put two claw hands on either side? But this was just such a fun series. Somebody mentioned this series in a comment recently, and I was like, yeah, I love those kits. They're really interesting, but they're just a little bit pricey sometimes for what they are. They can go on sale all the time, though, so keep an eye on that. That's the Ghost, and that should be 1/72 scale, I believe. So they're not that big as far as mecha go. Let's see if we can get all these to stand. Let's go with this guy next. This is the one, what size was this guy? 140 something. Let's see here. 148 scale, sorry about that. So this is a larger scale, meaning that a person's like that big in it. So these mecha are not that huge in quote-unquote real life or whatever. And this is the main suit for the anime. And it has, again, I'll link to all my reviews for these guys, but it have these really, really interesting design elements. The forearm is built on the side of the arm. It doesn't just come in the middle like our arms like that. It does these really interesting kind of design. It's hard to explain, but see how the leg is on the side of the leg? This 148 scale full armor, or I'm sorry, what's it called? I can't remember what these are called. Full Mechanics, I think, is just a bit more fancy. It has a see-through armor if you want to use that on some parts. This thing will fold down. This thing can pop out. And this little thingy out pops out here. Helps the human get into the mecha up here where there's a little slot. I don't know if I can open that. I can. Anyway, a little slot guy goes in there. It looks a bit like a space chicken. But you see how the gun fits perfectly within his arm. I mean, I just love the design of these guys because I think that they are... it's something we haven't seen in Gunpla or Gundam or Mecca kind of stuff. It looks similar to stuff we've seen, but when you really start to break down the design, you really haven't seen one like this before. I'm just absolutely floored by this line. Okay, so next we're getting into some weird ones, and hopefully we'll have room on the table here. If not, I'll set them to the side. This will be number, let's see, it's 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. So this will be number 13. This is Sarah doll from Gundam Build Divers. The reason this is one of my favorite Gunpla kits of all time, period, but it's a little lower on this list. It's a little lower on the list because of the build quality. It's a little bit flimsy here and there. Nowadays, with 30-minute missions, you get kits that are built better. I'll show you one in a little bit. Spoilers on my list. That is a feminine kit, but it just is a bit more sturdier, a bit easier to build, and a lot cheaper. But this is basically one of my favorite kits because this model kit represents a 1-to-1 scale version. So this is actually the size that she would be in real life. So in the anime, they have a virtual reality version of her, and then the personality was put into a little chip, put into this little plastic, and the little plastic was being animated because it's a special type of plastic they use for that kind of thing in this series where they fight Gunpla, actual physical Gunpla. So it's hard to explain, but this is the actual size of what the Sarah doll would be, if that makes sense. And so for that reason, this represents just a ton of fun to have with Gunpla. I love that it breaks the fourth wall, that this is a 1-to-1 scale version of what you would see in the quote-unquote real world. It's just fun. Now, the build is not that great. It's a little bit flimsy, and you can actually switch out a robot face for like a humanoid face. But for the fact that it's just such a cool and interesting concept, she's definitely going to go on the list. So now we're kind of wrapping around here to the tops. This would be the, I think, number 11. This is, of course, your 1-to-144 scale AC guy, however you want to say it. It's just a cool aquatic kit. You're going to see this kit repeated, I think maybe twice on this list. This design with the big bulky aquatic feet, the crazy arms that have the optional claw, and you can see the claws retracted there. They don't actually pull out there. I don't believe you have to. Do they pull out? No, they don't. I think you have to build them pulled out like that. The head is really, really unique. It's got that see-through part, these little mono eye area. It's just a fun little kit. But I love the monster kits from Gunpla because Gundam itself is so kind of up its own butt with how cool it is and how serious it is, and it's about quote-unquote realism in some ways, but it's absolutely not. It's just a silly kit. I mean, a silly IP full of giant robot stuff. It's supposed to be for fun, and these guys still have a lot of fun. But actually, if you look at modern robotics, and I'll bring this point up several times, a modern robot would probably more than likely end up looking like that and not so much like a humanoid. It would look a little bit stockier, wide feet to kind of spread out its weight, and also for ease of travel and everything. So this is actually, in my opinion, not super far off of what we might see in the future. And it's just a great kit. I love those monster kind of kits, the underwater series of them. Next, we're going to have, let's see here, we're going to go with the Messer. I think that's 1-to-144 scale. So he's a big, chunky kit. I saw this review and I thought, oh, I gotta have that. I've fallen for several of these big chunky kits. Some of them were no scale, like the redo ones, what you call those review ones. I can't remember what they're called. They're 1-in-100-ish scale. Some of them are no scale. But this one just has a bit more of a sturdiness to it. It's a cool look. Not real big on the football shoulders with the spikes. I always think that's a bit silly. But, I mean, it's for fun. He does a lot of great posing and stuff like that. A lot of these I'm not going to pose for you because some of them are fragile, some of them are older. Because, remember, I've been building for, not as long as some of you, but for at least 8-9 years. No longer than that. But really, you know, kind of seriously building for probably 8 years, since 2014, 15. And this is just a really, really cool one. If you can find them on sale, it's a great deal. If you don't find a lot of these kits, be sure to keep an eye out. Keep a bookmark of a Google Shopping link that's open to them. And you're going to be, oh, sorry about that. And you're going to be able to kind of keep an eye out when these things go back, get reprinted. So great kit if you can ever buy one. It's definitely a fun kit. Next is, what would this be? 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. So this is number 11. You guys know this kit. I'm going to make sure I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's my 10th? All right, I got a little mixed up there. I had to recount everything. This is the 1/100 scale master grade. I believe this is a master grade. Correct me if I'm wrong out there. 1/100 GOG. The GOG, you might notice in the AC guy, he's got these similar kind of build and everything. This is the master grade, but it's an older one. But you can still get him relatively cheap here and there, but it's such an insanely ridiculous kit. It does all this stuff where the arms retract and squish, and his arms I'm not going to do everything. Like I said, some of these are older, or I've kind of had them packed away and I didn't treat them the best, so some of them I've got to definitely glue together or whatever. It's not, you know, going to do all these cool poses and stuff like that because it is a GOG. It's an underwater kit, so it should have little things on its feet to get around the water. It's just so stupid. This is what I love about this kind of a thing, though. Some of the older kits have a real anime-ish kind of look and feel to them, where they look like the cartoon. This is definitely one of those. But just his silhouette, just the way he moves, the arms are on these spindly joints, you know. But being that it's an older MG, you're going to have some difficulty with it, but you're going to have a lot of nub marks and stuff like that from the scratching and stuff. So, I mean, it's just, do you need to say anything else about this thing except that it's just a fat, chubby little, it's just a great shelf piece. It looks fantastic. If people come into your collection, they're going to remember that guy. So fun. Okay, so moving to, let's see, number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What am I missing here? Oh, so that would be, whatever. This is number, shoot, what number is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is number 9. This is your 1 in 144 scale. What was this guy called again? Guard Custom. Yes, sorry about that. This, I'm not into the Gunpla looking kits. Like I said, I'm not really a big Gunpla guy. Sorry, Gundam guy, I should say. I don't like typical Gundams, with an exception on this list I'll show you. But this is not a Gundam. This is a kind of like a grunt suit Gundam. What was fun about this guy, though, building this thing, get a little more light in here, is that, there we go. So stay focused. There we go. What's great about that is that it comes with stickers, and stickers these days are really do some interesting stuff. But, you know, a lot of people, you know, laugh at them or, oh, I don't need no stickers. But when you place the stickers on this guy, and he's got a great big nice shield, which, by the way, I have tucked in a drawer somewhere, it looks really good. The build is really fun. He's a really sturdy kit. He looks, if you look at him just as a straight built kit, he looks a lot more detailed than you know, a lot of other kits at the 1/144 scale. I just think he's super fun. This is another one that's out of print, I believe. You can find him still, but he's like 40 bucks. So I'm waiting to see if I can pick up a couple extra copies of him, just because I like to have my favorites kind of reserved in the back. Kind of as like, I don't really collect Gunpla that much, but kind of as that type of a thing. Fantastic though, pick him up. I have another grunt here. This would be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the guard frame, and the guard frame is from Gundam Build Divers. This is another grunt kit similar to, let's see, I want to try to think of some more grunts that are popular in the Hi-Mach, for example, from Build Fighters. I love Build Fighters. It's one of my favorite series because it's just a fun Saturday morning cartoon. Cells Fest. I don't know why his fist is missing. A lot of these guys, I've got to go in there and find a lot of their stuff. Remember, if I've had these for a few years, and that means that I'm probably pull them apart at some point and try, you know, that kind of a thing. So, but I love the sled feet. I love the fact that he's really, really sturdy to this day. He can stand, oops, he can almost always stand up no problem because of those big wide feet, which I wish more Gunpla had. He can definitely do some cool poses because that's, again, he's a humanoid type of character. So it's not the best looking overall suit as far as the build, but you can see a lot of details in there that if you were to highlight with a wash or something, would really pop out. I love the head. They give you choices of heads on there. So it's just a really, really cool kind of a grunt suit. So let's put that over there. Next up, this is an interesting one because I was mentioning typical Gundam kind of suits. This is a Gundam, but this is the USA Gundam from, I believe, Build Divers. But more importantly, this one here is your 1/144 scale entry grade RX-78. This is what it basically is. This one has some different coloration. As you can see, it's kind of hokey and stuff, but it's fun. Now, the stickers aren't super cool. Not as cool as the Guard, what was that called? Guard Custom. But the entry grade line of Gunpla is so fantastic because you can get them for as low as $7, $10, $11. I've bought probably 10 or 20 of these things, and I've given out probably 4 or 5 or 6 of them to kids. My niece and nephew I gave them to, and they had them built in no time. To me, these entry grades represent some of the best, a culmination of some of the best engineering you can find in Gunpla, and they're so cheap. This is just a great, fun kit you can throw down with a friend or your family, or you just need an army builder, and you pop that down, and you've got a really, really great kit. I'm going to go ahead and put her here at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the new 30 Minutes Missions AERB, ACERBY. Underneath this cloth stuff is a female style 30 Minutes Kit. Well, I'm going to be doing a separate review on her, so I'm not going to go into too much detail right now, but so this is kind of a combination of the AERB and or 30 Minutes kit mixed with the multi-cloth is what it calls. It's an expansion pack. So basically you buy a 30 Minutes Missions kit. It looks like a robot or whatever, and then you can buy all these separate armor bits. You can buy stuff like, you know, weapons, all sorts of stuff. And in this case, it was this cloth stuff. It didn't work too well as far as putting it together. It's a bit fragile, and it does mess with her as far as standing up sometimes. But it looks like, if you know the video game Sky, which is one of my favorite video games, you can get it on mobile, Steam soon, you can get it on Switch. Go check out Sky, SKY. It's a open kind of semi MMO game. No, it's not open, I should say. It's semi-open, where you solve these puzzles. You don't have any speech in it. You just use symbols and stuff. And this looks so much like one of the characters, and I just absolutely love it. It's a great design. It's great for toy photography, excuse me. And the AERB is based on kind of their female-ish line of builds, or their more humanoid lines of builds, normally called spinacios. Spinacios, I don't know how they pronounce it. And it's just such a... they're so cheap. Again, to me, price matters a lot. Not because I can't afford the more expensive ones, but when you spend $200 or $300 or $150 or even $80 on a single Gunpla or a few Gunpla, it gets to be, you know, you run out of shelf space, you run out of money, whatever. And these guys are a fantastic deal. 30 Minutes Missions is probably my favorite line, other than the Build Fighters, Build Divers lines, because not just because of the builds and the pricing sometimes, but also because it is a whole self-contained world. If you wanted to be a collector, you could get into these guys and gals and just have a ton of fun. Now, I've got to make sure she stands up because I was messing with her and she started falling over. So I won't be surprised if she falls over, but what a great kit. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and add the classic 1 and 140 scale, 1 and 144 scale yellow bear guy, GGUI. This is from Build Fighters, the second series? I can't remember. Basically, go look it up. Just put 1 and 144 scale bear guy. What's great about these guys is that, as you can see, it's the GOG and AC guy body. It's very, very simple, but with a bear on top, and it works so well. This one also has a backpack where you can put a baby on it. It has a little bun for a tail, like a bear tail. I put some stickers on it. I painted the nose. The stickers are peeling a little bit. You can really, really customize these guys. And let me tell you what, These bear guys, these 1 in 144 scale bear guys, are single-handedly responsible for the most women coming into the hobby. I swear, girlfriends, wives, whatever, they want to build this, and it's fantastic. The build is not necessarily great. It does still have kind of some floppy parts, but overall, really, really, really good. Okay, next we have this 1 in 100 scale iron-blooded Orphans Bell? I can't remember how to pronounce it. It's basically a demon, right? B-A-E-L. What a great kit. These, again, are a larger scale, as you can see. So they're not going to be, it's not a master grade, so it's not going to be as detailed as like a master grade, but it really does have a ton of detail in it. What's so great about this, I hate these IBO feet. I think they're goofy, and while I like a large foot, they're too narrow. I just hate the IBO kits for their feet. But with this guy, it really, really fits the design and almost looks like he's standing on his tippy toes. And what's great about this guy is this backpack, if you're having trouble standing him up, you can actually put these wings kind of down and put them back a little bit, and he'll actually lean back on the wings. And so he's actually pretty sturdy. But minus that, he's just a really, really, really fun build. It's great for customization if you want to do it. The 144 scale one is great. And he just got tons and tons of little cool little gimmicks on it, which I'm not a huge gimmick guy. I don't like transformations, stuff like that. But this is definitely a great build that you should check out if you just want a big bulky kit that is pretty easy to put together, but super posable, lots of fun, and can stand on your shelf pretty easy. So let's get down to the top 3 in just a minute here. Okay, so we're into the top 3 now, and this was not a hard decision. The ranking was a bit hard, but these are some of my top favorite kits of all time. This is the 1 in 100 scale overflag. I think it might even be a no scale. Correct me if I'm wrong. This one I was practicing my chipping on years ago. I can see that it's all over the place. Not only that, but I took away a lot of the wings and goofy stuff and really kind of customized it in that way. But the way it looks, the design, I should say, is so cool to me. It's a bit, quote-unquote, unrealistic, which is funny to say with Gunpla, those super long legs, you know, how it even connect and stuff. But it's such a fun, interesting build with cool posability options that I've been dying to find this kit again. And the problem is it's out of print. To find one now is pretty hard, especially unbuilt. I think I can find them for, not too much money, but what a fantastic build. I will not transform it. I hate transforming these things because I think that they're kind of stupid when they transform. They're not really a transformation. He's a little loose. I'm gonna have to glue this one together so that it just stops having a hard time, because it's getting old. But that's number 3. That is easy to say one of my top kits of all time. Number 2, again, another easy pick. It's your 1 in 144 scale a Grimoire. The Grimoire was a grunt from G Reconquista and G, or whatever you call it. What do I say about this? I'm going to link my review in it. It's got an interesting ball joint for a waist. The feet have these fantastic details on them. It's just so unusual. It's got this linebacker Space Marine protective cowling here. Super customizable, super posable. You can find these. The latest iteration of these would be the Grimoire Red Beret. So check that out if you haven't found one of those yet. I mean, what a great little kit. It's probably, like I said, one of my favorite kits of all time, if not of all time. If not for this number 1 here, which I'm going to go ahead and list it here. Give me 2 seconds, 1 moment. Sorry about that. I had to go grab them. I actually forgot. Number 1. This is going to sound so silly. I promise I'm not doing this to be facetious or whatever, but this little guy here, this is a 1 in 144 scale, 30 minutes missions. What do they call it? EXA Vehicle, EXA Vehicle. I've reviewed this a couple times. I've talked about it several times. If you don't know, go check it out. It's got so many neat little gimmicks in it. Because of this little probe head that can come out, you can use it for different armor types. It's a bit fragile in the way the arms kind of pop out, but not bad at all. Look at how the legs, when they're flush and when they fold, they flush that way. It's just a simple snap together for the leg design. This is going to sound goofy, like this is a funny looking kit or whatever. This actually, to me, represents probably the closest to a real life Mecca that we're ever going to get. I do believe that one day they'll have something that looks like that, not quite like the bear guy, but something like looks like that, or the GOG or something that just drops in maybe a ball form, can pop out, can take a lot of damage, or can, you know, go into like radioactive zones or whatever. It's going to look similar to this. The new bots that we're building, they don't get more and more humanoid looking, they get less and less humanoid looking, and if they do have legs, it's going to be a pretty rudimentary leg. Oops! Leg like that. Not only that, but the 30 minutes missions kits all blend together, or typically blend together. So you've got all these cool hard points on here that you can use for customization. You can put any arm almost in there. You can just pop it in and out. It's just, this is brilliant to me. This is so brilliant because it's $10, 10 to 13 bucks. It's cute for some people, and for other people it looks like a BattleTech urban mech or something like that. It's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's not my favorite as far as, like, I don't know, it's my favorite because of the combination of how it looks and also its price, design, ease of build, fun, all that stuff. Freaking fantastic. So that is basically my top 20-ish. I guess that's 20, right? Yeah. Top 20, give or take, as of this day in 2024 in January. So this could change. I have a lot of kits I've yet to build. So hopefully this will stay for a while. If not, we'll just have to see what happens. But let me know what you think about this selection here. And thanks for sticking around this entire video. But I don't know. I'm pretty confident in the tops, but in the bottoms, I might have to do some shuffling. So have a good day, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.